So g'day, welcome out to the CQ Blasters field. I've just come out a little bit early before we start playing on this surprisingly cold Saturday morning because, you know, Australia can't decide on what weather it actually wants. And I'm just doing a quick demonstration of the Armourtech Milkies. Now this one's not going to be as thorough as the LDT ones. I'm just going to run them through my standard J11 with a hop up. It's already set up and it's running pretty well. And my friend's Gen 9, which is pushing out about 300 FPS. Now that doesn't have a hop up, just to show you the difference. I don't have a heavily modified blaster and these seem to be better for heavily modified blasters. So we'll get straight into it. Got the zoom cam here, we'll have a look. So I've got a red drum just to the left, that's about 10 meters. The Caltex drum on the far right, that's about 20 meters. And the Caltex drum up the back with the red drum behind it, that's about 30 meters, just as an indicator. Righto, so 10 meters. Pretty consistent, no real surprise there. Let's go to 20. Not too bad, all things considered. Let's go to 30. So I'm hitting the drum without having to elevate too much, so the combination of the hop up, this does seem to be okay. Grouping is probably on par, maybe a touch better than the LDT heavy Milkies. However, this one tends to throw them a bit to the right, which you probably noticed there. I think that's because of something I've done on the end of the barrel for the hop up. So I'm thinking that's just the blaster. Not too bad a performance, but let's have a look at the modified one. Righto, so modified Gen 9. Maybe a bit hard to see on the zoom cam because I've had to mount it above the barrel and there's no hop up, but we'll see how we go. 10 meters. Not very accurate. What it's doing is it's pushing them out because of the air pressure at random directions, but I mean, it's not the end of the world, so let's have a look at 20. I think a hop up would make all the difference on this. So same sort of problems. It's flying relatively straight, but because of the air pressure it is pushing the gels at random sides all the time, which again you can probably see on the zoom cam. That's more this blaster, kind of annoying. If you have a better setup, more consistent modified blaster, they'll probably be doing okay. Now let's have a look at 30. So same sort of problems, unfortunately because of the blaster and the way it's running, it's kind of throwing them out. But there were a few there which actually flew pretty straight, pretty far, and were hitting the drum, even though I wasn't really aiming up all that much. So are they better in modified blasters? Absolutely, 100%. I'd be very cautious around going up around 300 FPS anyway for a few reasons. Now it is some fields limits, but like you've seen, it does tend to, there goes my phone, it does tend to throw gels at random directions, which is annoying. So if you have one that's pushing good FPS but it's fairly consistent and you have a good hop up on it, these would probably go really well. Now, my problem with these is nothing like that. So the first time we used these gels, which you would have seen in my last gameplay video, initially they seemed to go pretty good. I was using them in the J11 in the ACR and they seemed to do pretty well. However, what I found was that after the first few games, they stopped performing very well, so the hop up wasn't working very well. They also started jamming up magazines. Now, they jammed up my 249 drum, one of my ACR mags, and also one of my J11 AK mags, so it happened to me multiple times. It also happened to a bunch of other people playing who have modified and unmodified blasters. Now, what seems to be the case is as soon as they come out of an airtight container, such as like this, they do not last very long before they start changing size. Now that could be increasing or decreasing, which is really strange. So I think that you need to be very cautious and you only take them out pretty well within an hour of going to use them. Now you might think, yeah, that's going to be most games, but if you're talking about like milsim or maybe long-standing games, you could have magazines sitting on you for a couple of hours before you even go near using them. So that is something to consider. Apparently there's also a trick to growing them. Now, normally with my LDT heavy milkies, I throw them in water the night before, and then in the morning I drain the water out and they're usually good to go. I don't have to worry about them. And I did the same with the hardened oranges and the same with the gold packet milkies and every other gel I've used. However, with these ones, apparently to avoid a lot of those oversized or undersized issues, grow them for exactly 4 hours. As soon as you hit that 4-hour mark, chuck them into an airtight container, and then they should last. And again, only take them out when you're going to use them. And that's what I've done here, and it does seem to make a difference. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you want to go to that pain in the ass. I'm lazy and I don't necessarily get all the benefits from these gels, so I'm probably not going to use them consistently. Maybe long term, if I get a heavy modified blaster and start doing things like that, I will, but you do need to take that into account. I am excited about where this is going. I like what they have done and I like what they're doing, and they seem to be, you know, when someone I know was talking to them about all the issues and how to get around them, they do seem to be trying to develop them, make them better and better. So it is definitely a good sign. I just think, you know, I might wait for the second batch and see how that goes compared to the first batch, because the first batch you're never 100% guaranteed, but that is what it is, and I digress. So that's what I've found. Are they worth it? If you've got a modified blaster and you're willing to put in a little bit extra work to deal with the finicky nature of them, then absolutely. If not, I would avoid them for now. That's just my opinion though. Let me know what you think down below. Let's keep the conversation going. If you have any thoughts or anything you're not sure on, click me a message. Check out Loguito's video if you want to see differences where they look at sizing, you know, the actual strength it takes to crush and that sort of thing. These take a significant amount of force to crush, even compared to the LDT heavy milkies, which is why they seem to work really well in high output blasters. So they're less likely to break under just normal air pressure. But like the video if you liked that, share it if you think that's good information. Subscribe to the channel as always if you want to support the channel. You'll see links to donation, links down below to PayPal and buy me a coffee. All goes towards the channel and it's 100% optional. I'm not going to hide anything behind a paywall. And I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your next blaster.
He's kneeling, wants to feel known, but he's not the